Hello and welcome to another update video on Bitcoin. We start here on the daily time frame just to give everybody a good idea of the overall context and not because because not everybody is interested really or will make decisions based on the smallest time frame. So for many, the larger time frame is the place to be. For many, these boxes on the daily time frame, for example, are providing interesting setups if you're trading, for example, the daily time frame. So let's take a look at what the daily chart says. It is without all the noise of the smaller time frame and sometimes can give really good clarity about where the trend might be going. So daily chart hasn't changed at all since yesterday, since we've started to see that reversal in our upper support area. I call it upper support because there is also, let's call it a main support area in case we get a deeper pullback. This would be our white scenario. You know that one already. We might still be working on white wave B, but as I hopefully made it very clear, I'm leaning towards the yellow scenario or the directly bullish scenario, which could send us more directly to around about 130k. At least at the moment, that might change depending on the structure that we're seeing on the smaller time frame. I will explain that in detail because at the moment on the smaller time frame, which we're going to take a look at in a few minutes, the rally from the Thursday low at the moment still can be considered a 5-wave pattern. But I can tell you, if we break out directly, which again is possible, we haven't confirmed the local top yet, then it might morph into a 3-wave move, which will then again look more like white wave B. But I think nobody's complaining about the upside momentum we have right now. It's just that we need to make sure that we understand that when the structure morphs back into a 3-wave rally, from 5 waves into 3 waves, I'm talking about the structure from the Thursday low, and again, we're taking a look at it in a minute, well, then it's potentially more dangerous, okay? And the probabilities for the white scenario, which means a wider pullback, a wider correction, they increase. But it wouldn't be a major problem. I mean, even in the white count, it's still a bullish scenario. And I know from comments, at least as many people as, as would prefer a direct breakout, as at least as many people as those who prefer a direct breakout, there are as many people who would like to have that deeper pullback. So there are, split opinions, and it depends on you. I think it's helpful to have a strategy for both. So what do you do if the price breaks out directly, and what do you do if the price gives us a deeper pullback? In my view, as long as the market is holding above the $81,340 level, an overall bullish scenario is possible here and preferred. So that at the same time would be my bear market confirmation level, my first bear market confirmation level. But until we break below that level, I think accumulation can be a strategy if the reward to risk ratio is good. Yeah, for example, if we dip into these support zones, because these support zones often offer a decent reward to risk ratio. And as you can see, the market again turned around here in one and could indeed be in this third wave to the upside. I still like to see the market rally to round about 130k. Can go higher, it's not a maximum, but it's been my milestone target here for quite some time for this move up that I have labeled, wave 5, right? After the wave 4 bottomed in August last year, then we saw 3 waves into the December high, and then a 4th wave pullback, and we could indeed be in this 5th wave. And the idea was, hey, there are many levels that meet. You see a few fib levels here, yeah, a lot of levels that meet in the area around 130k. So, it's just these often act as a magnet, and not all the levels have the same meaning. But if you understand which ones do, then kind of can make sense to see this level as kind of a magnet for the price. I would say we now take a look at the shorter time frame on Bitcoin. Before we do that, I know that around 15% of viewers here speak Spanish. We have a large Spanish-speaking community here on YouTube. If you're interested to taking that further and build something with us, feel free to check out our new Spanish-speaking membership. You'll find the link in the description. You get short-term updates, Tradingview live chart access. There are many, many other updates that are planned, lots of educational content. And it's for a very, very special price for the first 250 members. And yeah, you can join as one of the early founder members and help us build another international community. So yeah, check it out if you're interested, because here you get really basically updates around the clock. So check it out. Thanks so much. Looking at the shorter time frame, we are looking still at another extension here. So intentionally, I did say that we need a break below a previous swing low to be able to confirm that wave 1 has actually topped, right? I mean, you can already call it a 5-wave move. We could already call it a 5-wave move here, okay? Technically, we could already call it a 5-wave move here, but the price has never in this entire period, never broke below a previous swing low, and therefore I continue to tell you that we can still see further extensions, and while we have these signal lines, yeah? So the market has held that line, which means we can still focus on higher prices, and we are still also kind of in this target range we discussed together, between 106,568 and 107,180. If the market continues to grind higher and higher, specifically towards the, I'd say 109, 110 range, yeah, then it starts to look more like a 3-wave pattern. And when the market moves more like a 3-wave pattern, then the risk that we're dealing with circle wave B increases. It doesn't rule out the yellow count then, but when we take the very direct path, I mean, it might be something like this. It might then mean that, okay, maybe the A wave was a 3-wave move, okay, and maybe this was somehow a B wave here, and we're taking the direct path higher and form a 3-wave move, because within B waves, sometimes the internal pullbacks are extremely shallow. That's why I often say B waves are chameleon-like structures, okay? But we know that, which is why I said we need at least a break below a previous swing low to suggest that we have 5 waves up complete, otherwise it can still continue to extend. That's why I have this white count on the chart, right? It's important to recognize that the support area here is still valid, so we just have to adjust it as the price goes higher. So there are two things that I think are really important. First one, without a break below our signal line at 105,030, there is no sign of a top, and it can continue to extend. So that's why in my written update earlier today for members, I did say that only if the price... Now here, I'll only treat this move up as a potentially completed 5-wave structure, only if we break below 105,030. As long as we hold above that level, we can continue to extend higher. So if we break below that level, then the market must hold this 78.6 retracement, which again, we just have to adjust. It will continue to change as the price climbs higher. And it's also the case that if the market does not form 5 waves, but morphs back into a 3-wave move, the yellow count will lose in probability. Ironically, even though it would look more directly bullish, but it would be desirable to get that pullback now to build a solid foundation for the next rally. But there aren't always pullbacks. I mean, we had a lot of setups. So it might very well be that also the altcoins break out directly, but we have to monitor each chart on its own. Certainly, it's good to see that upside momentum. It's good to see that the bulls are there. It is very much in line with my bullish scenario, and I made it very clear over the last few days that we have the best setups probably in the sector that we've seen in a long time. Overall, though, there is no sign of a top yet, so while I don't have a directly bullish setup from here at the moment, please note that especially as long as these swing lows are holding, further upside extensions are very, very possible. There are likely going to be here some structural resistance levels around 109K and then $110,800. That's the update on Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.